Alright, so the Gloria Cubana Spanish press from the old bargain bin and cigar warehouse.
And I wonder why it's called a Spanish press. I mean, it's a box press, and it is very boxy. It's not just a flat, like a padrone kind of rectangle shape. It's like, this is square.
Well, I will tell you, because half wheel.
We're going to go to half wheel.
So the way they said it is, inside larger general, a nod to the brand's form. As the name implies, the cigars are Spanish pressed, a technique where the cigars are placed into trays with dividers immediately after rolling. The cigars are then placed into boxes that are designed to allow the cigars to keep the shape. The method eliminates air pockets to deliver an optimal draw and output of smoke, resulting in an enhanced smoking experience.
Well, box press is a nicer mouthfeel, usually, to me anyway. But Spanish press, maybe it's just another word for box press.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they used to roll the cigars in Spain, right?
Probably.
Back in the day, they would take
certain.
the tobacco in the 15. What is it? Not Sevilla. I forget what town in Spain there was actually the first cigar factory where they would take the tobacco and they would ship it from Cuba over to Spain, and they would roll it up there in Spain, and that was like the first. And then they found out, why are we doing that? We can get more if we just roll them up and put them in the boxes and then just ship them over.
Right.
They figured that out really
It
fast.
takes up a lot less room in this form.
Right? Exactly. So, so to continue, it has a what is it? Nicaraguan jalapa wrapper, a Mexican San Andreas binder, and 4 fillers. So it's got Brazilian Matafina, Dominican Olor, and Piloto Cubano, as well as Nicaraguan jalapa. So
everything but the kitchen sink in there.
yeah. So there it is.
Extremely firm pack.
Yes. And this is the Robusto size. So it has a retail price of $6.29 a stick, $125.80 a box for boxes of 20.
Not an expensive cigar. We're going to do a pseudo cheapo today.
Yeah, and it was $7 in the bargain bin.
Straight cut on this.
Oh yeah.
You know what I might do? I might experiment with a punch on this. I got a beautiful 11mm big Zycar punch here, and I think I can do that.
Might be a little bit much.
We'll find out.
Because I like to just cut a little bit off. If I can see it. Just enough to get some airflow. I think these things have a bit of airflow to them.
Look, the whole cap came off.
Wow.
Hopefully that won't affect the smoking experience. Fine drop. But I might have some pieces of tobacco in my mouth as we smoke this, as you already do.
Yeah.
That's kind of part of the reason I wanted to punch it.
Okay. You kind of defeated your purpose there, pal.
Oh, a little bit. You know, these single cap non-Cuban cigars.
Yeah. Well,
what do you want for what is it, $6.25?
we'll call it $6.25. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Give it a nice little toast. We both like to toast our cigars rather than puff on them to light them up. It allows you to only really burn the very end of the tobacco and not kind of ruin the first ½ inch of the cigar while you're puffing on it. So, because the flame is extremely, extremely hot.
The only thing you would want to puff on, especially a Cuban, is a Perfecto. So my friend in Hong Kong, because he's on Perfecto Challenge, just to get that out of the way on Perfecto Challenge. So he saw me toasting the foot on the Perfecto, and he's like, "You don't do that." He goes, "What you do is you just start puffing on it, and it gets it all lit there." But usually, man, I just have the hardest time with Perfectos.
Perfecto is double figurado, right? It's tapered at both ends.
Yeah, it's got a little hole on the end here, so it comes down to like a point, and there's like a little tiny hole with the tobacco in there.
So a familiar non-Cuban Perfecto shape is the Hemingway series from Puente. And yeah, they can be, hard to toast because you're toasting still such a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
And you'll end up with a little bit of a wonky draw until you start to get up into the full ring gauge of the cigar.
And I guess it's blasphemy in the cigar nomenclature, genre, whatever. But a lot of times I'll just cut that tip off. I just cut it off because it's
Just
like
circumcised.
because usually what happens is I'll do it and then I'll either get a tunnel or like the side of the cigar will go in light, and then I gotta cut it off anyway and get it, because you want to get a really even draw on this thing. So it's
Well, it smelled like it was going to be spicy, and it's not to my palate, but I'm getting just coffee off this thing so far.
I'm getting a little bit of that kind of minerally thing too.
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from the wrapper. Kind of taste it on my tongue, like where I put the cigar in my mouth.
Yeah. But I get that minerally kind of a smoky kind of a thing going on there. So yeah, good point. So we were talking about, because me personally, I don't put a lot of credence into like smelling the cigar, the wrapper, and the foot and everything like that. Because usually I get tobacco, or I might get a coffee note or whatever it is, or what spice or whatever, and then I light up the cigar, and it's never. How many times have you done that and it's actually been like it smelled?
I mean, not that often. That's for sure. But I also consider that to be part of the ritual.
The overall experience, yeah.
Of experiencing the cigar, feeling it, seeing what the wrapper is like. This has a pretty smooth wrapper, very dry wrapper, the box press, feeling what the pack is like, making sure there are no soft spots or hard spots where you might get bugged, particularly with a Cuban cigar. But, the cutting and the lighting experience, that's part of the whole thing.
Okay, so yeah.
It's enjoyable, right? Just to have a cigar in your hands.
Yes, yeah, I get that. I mean, I would guess like an analogy would be like you're like the long lover in bed, and I'm like the 60-second up in a dribble kind of a guy. I just want to smoke the thing, So
Let's get to the point.
let's get to the point, because a lot of times, I'll do all that stuff, but it's like, you know what? I mean, for me personally, okay, I have this cigar. I'm stuck with this cigar now for how long it takes to smoke it. So it's like, it is what it is for me. So, but it's nice to like get a different take on it, because like it is a ritual, and it is something that you kind of enjoy, and so on and so forth with that. So it's kind of interesting to get a different take on that. So.
And in certain high-end lounges, like when I was in Tokyo, where they'll bring you select your cigar either from a list or you'll go into the humidor. I remember doing this a couple of times when I first went there, and I went to pick out the cigar, and they're like, "Oh no, you don't pick the cigar. You pick which cigar you want, and then you go and you sit at the bar or in a lounge chair, and they bring it to you in a presentation tray with a couple of different lighters, a soft flame and a jet, and some cedar splits, and whatever drink you've ordered, and a couple of different ways of cutting it. And either they'll cut it for you, or they'll just present everything to you. And again, it's part of the high-end, I guess, ritual. I'm sure there are places in London that are similar.
Well, the Clayton in Chicago is like when you're on the second floor of the Clayton. I was fortunate enough to. I don't know. I might have mentioned this in a previous video, but I was fortunate enough to get on the second floor of the Clayton, and I had a guest pass, and they bring you this. They call it a bento box, and it has like the cutter and the lighter, and it's really nice. And then you have your cigar there in this little box, and it's kind of in your drink or whatever you're gonna do. And it's the same. Yeah, they do that too.
I have a recurring dream where it's Emily Blunt that actually brings me my cigar and gets it for me. And then sits and chats with me while I
Oh, okay. Nice. Emily Blunt. The Devil Wears Prada. She was in there, right?
She was the other assistant in Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
To me, her coming out party was walking down that staircase in Charlie Wilson's War in just wearing his dress shirt and nothing else. And I think she has a glass of wine or something. Stunning. Also, by the way, Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. Phenomenal movie. She's great in it.
Okay.
Yeah. No cigars though.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'm getting a little bit of a floral thing in there too. A little tiny hint of a floral note in there. Not the bad, just kind of the flowery, a little bit of floral.
With that syrupy coffee flavor is just the note that's overtaking the whole cigar for me right now. very pleasant. I mean, I wish I had a nice espresso or something, or a Cubano to drink while I was smoking this.
I have a French press.
No, do you? Where's the coffee?
I can do that. I can get you a French press.
I might send you a, no, if I drink coffee this late, it's not going to be good news. But
Yeah.
the cigar's good.
Yeah. It started out good, and it's got different, and I like that. That's nice. The band just slides right off.
Nice.
Very nice.
Not
So,
the best looking band ever.
they redesigned that band though. They said that they redesigned the band.
Really?
Yeah. So somebody put a lot of thought into the redesign, I guess.
So you and I smoke a lot of Cuban La Glorias.
Yeah.
There aren't that many of them. There's a lot of limitadas or regionals and things like that. But regular line, it's not that much there. That's a very pleasant, classic, old school band, and they basically just took it and added a lot of purple to it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good little cigar.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a Metal number 1 that I'm going to be smoking pretty soon, and the
Sorry I
band.
missed that.
The band is so her lipstick is off though. It's like on her, it's on her the top of her lip, and it looks like a mustache. It's kind of cute. I mean,
I
it's
look
like,
forward to that video.
yeah, it was like yeah, kind of interesting.
The
on that.
MDO4, one of my favorite small Cuban smokes.
Yeah, it is. It's a great. It's a what slim panatella,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Comes in that 898 mini varnish box.
yeah. I mean, to me, I like a smaller ring gauge cigar. You know, slim panatella or Lonsdale or
Do you have any LGC number 2 kicking around?
no.
Nobody does. Can't find them. And when you do, they're astronomical.
I could
Recently,
probably-
on the FOH auctions, I think a 5-year-old box went for $1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Not in current production right now. It's sort of like a shadow discontinued cigar. People are worried that they're not going to make them.
You mean the 2?
Yeah, they haven't announced that it's discontinued, but nobody's seen any new ones in 3 years, maybe. Like 2016 is the last year that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to my friend in Hong Kong, and he was saying something about, what is it? When you're quoting, but what is I'm not saying?
I don't know.
When you like quote somebody, but you're not quoting them.
Like unofficial?
Yeah, like an unofficial quote.
Mhm.
There's a word for it. Paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh.
I'm paraphrasing him.
Yeah, you're paraphrasing him.
Him, yes. So he said that they don't really discontinue anything, they just stop making it because that way they can come back and make it again. Something like that.
Well, they do, but they do announce, like, usually on a yearly or bi-yearly basis, an actual official discontinued list. Like, I think they discontinued, what is the Bully PC? Or the Upton PC? One of those two was recently
I think it was the Boulevard.
officially discontinued.
I think it was the Boulevard that they just, I think, but I don't know. But that's what he was saying. So, because yeah, you know, things come back. You were talking about what was it we were talking about? Because they're the numero 109. I like that format of cigar, even though it's a bigger cigar. It's like the old. Well, actually, the Lusitanias used to be the numero 109 until
Oh, they
they
used to be 109?
Yeah, up until like what 1975 or.
Oh,
'cause
you're talking way back.
Yeah, I smoked one. A party Lusitania, which is the numero 109 format before they discontinued that format and then made it the Parejo with the flat head. Well, actually, it probably had a marble head until a certain period of time, and then they went to the flat head. The marble head was like, I think in the 90s they discontinued making a marble head cigar on the Parejo, and then they went to the flat head. But don't quote me on that. But
It's almost like you've been studying some kind of encyclopedia of post-revolution Cuban cigars.
I've read that a couple times.
Have you?
Yes.
It shows.
Yeah.
You're retaining a lot.
I smoke a lot of cigars, so
Get you started on the Cubans, and we'll never get back to this
yes, definitely.
LGC mongrel from 5 different countries.
It is, but I don't know. I think they did a good job of blending this thing up, and it's a budget cigar, so to speak. I mean, 6 something. I would imagine this would be in a few other reviewers' wheelhouses. that do reviews on YouTube that would probably be doing it.
Honestly, it's real smooth, great construction, firm pack, no worries about any kind of a plug or anything like that.
Spanish press.
Spanish press helps out. Great mouthfeel. The end cap did come off, and we're both experiencing a little bit of bits of tobacco in our mouths as we smoke. But,
Yeah.
Really pleasant, it's kind of one-dimensional flavor.
Yeah, you were getting that syrupy coffee. I was getting that floral in the beginning. Now it's kind of like waning down a little bit, but yeah. But I don't know. We're just right there. So who knows what we got going on down here
All right,
further down the road. So
let's take a break from talking and not smoking and see where this goes.
So we're back. How was dinner?
Dinner time? Dinner was lovely. Dave made me dinner tonight when I showed up to do the review.
Yeah, I did it on camera so that you could lie.
Nice Dijon chicken,
Chicken
some
Dijonnaise.
mashies, chicken Dijonnaise
Yep. Yeah.
with mushrooms, my favorite.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know you like mushrooms. But like I said, I'm going to test you out as a guinea pig so that you can bring your better half over and we can have dinner together.
We'll do that.
So,
And we'll get them both smoking cigars. Or maybe drinking some
drinking wine. I mean, if your gal likes white wine,
Any kind of wine.
so she likes to drink a lot of French whites. She likes kind of a drier kind of wine.
Right.
So anyway, so we'll do that, and then you know, then you can drive her home. And I can pour mine into bed. And so anyway, so we're getting back to the this cigar.
Yeah, at about the halfway point for me here.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Hasn't really changed much. You mentioned that on top of the syrupy coffee, there's a little herbalness coming through for you.
Yeah, and then that finish on the palate's got really that kind of a citrus, that's kind of a sour, herby
Sour, yeah.
palate, right down the center of the tongue. And yeah, but it doesn't come. That doesn't come up through the retro. It's more of that herby kind of a sort of a coffee, kind of a retro on it.
Still smoking really well. Still
Yeah.
a very tasty cigar. Again, would love to smoke this during the day with a coffee.
Yeah, it's kind of a good daytime smoke. Not a lot of punch on the nose either.
Nope.
Right?
No,
Not
pretty
peppery.
smooth.
Yeah, definitely. So.
And this is General Cigar.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Takes over roughly half of the Cuban brands that are produced outside of Cuba and the Dominican Republic, right? These are made in Dominican, with a whole bunch of different tobaccos.
Yes.
So I don't know how much of the old Cuban brands that are made in the Dominican, the Gohibas and the LGCs and the Partagas and stuff that you smoke. I don't smoke a lot of them anymore. When I first started getting back into cigars many years ago, I was smoking the Dominican Romeo Churchills in the tubos a lot because I could find them everywhere. And that's really the advantage as far as the stuff that's made by General and Altadis. You can find them in any strip mall tobacconist. You'll find them in regular cigar lounges as well because they have such lion's share control over the cigar market in terms of the numbers of cigars that they produce and sell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. And this came out we're filming in June. This came out, I guess May. It was released in May of 2019.
A couple weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah, June 2019. So it's already in the bargain bin, but he likes to turn that stock over.
Lucky us.
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's always nice to smoke something new for the first time.
Yeah.
Something that's just come out, as this has.
Yeah. Plus, it's a budget smoke, so I mean, you can buy a $6 cigar, $7 cigar. I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking for. I used to do that though. I mean, I used to try and find like a $5 cigar that was going to smoke like a $25 or $30 cigar. I don't know about you, but I've never been able to find that cigar.
No. There's some There's some sub $5 cigars that smoke like a $10 cigar. That's about as far as you can go.
Yeah.
They don't tend to be terribly complex, but what they do well, and I think this is doing well what it does.
Yeah, it's definitely, and I think with that kind of that mouthfeel in there and all of that stuff on there, so if you don't retro this cigar, you're definitely going to get something out of this cigar because of the Olar and the, what is it, the
Matafina.
Matafina and the Jalapa, the Nicaraguan Jalapa, and the Piloto.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get that really mouthy feel, kind of a experience out of this cigar, even if you don't retro.
Right.
the
You
cigar.
do feel like, although it's produced in the Dominican and is representing a lot of different types of tobacco, the filler, the weight of the filler is Nicaraguan.
Yeah, I don't, you know, because of that sourness and that kind of citrus, I'm thinking that the Dominican has got a little bit of a play in there too.
Mm-hmm.
There was a good article that Hanky Kellner there was some article that where he was talking about the San Vicente, Olar, and Piloto that he uses for the Dominican cigars that he produces, and how they have different characteristics in there. And I believe the Olar is the one that has that characteristic kind of a down the center of the tongue kind of thing there. So, I'm
But he
thinking,
didn't have a hand in blending this, because
No.
that would be Davidoff.
yeah, yeah. His son's doing a lot of stuff though with the, because I was talking about those Principal cigars, the Aviator, and that's a really good cigar. They're a bit pricey, but they're not too bad. I think they're around 10, 12 bucks a stick, and that's a good cigar. It's really good, and his son, I guess Klaus is his son.
I saw a video with him in it the other day. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so
Definitely following Dad's footsteps and, making his own imprint on the business.
yeah, and I've read the article where Darren Chiaffa, sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but he was with Klaus, I guess, and they were sourcing tobacco, and he could just look at the bales and go, nah, there's nothing here. We're gonna move on and find something better.
Amazing to have that kind of a lineage to be able to, have that experience at a very young age. How old is he? 25?
I don't know how old he is. He's a young man, very young man. So
Impressive.
it is. Just to be able to have that eye and be able to look at it and just see what's going on with it and go on. We were talking Mike Giannini,
Mm-hmm.
right, with the,
He's at Ventura now.
yeah. And I just saw a video of him and where he blended a cigar and he didn't even do testing. He just blended it up and put it out there because he knows the tobacco so well. I mean, that's what he was saying. He knows the tobacco so well that he just put it all together. He said, we're not going to test it and we're just going to make the cigar.
Was it when he was with Ventura or before?
This
with
is a
Foundry
recent
and-
video
Oh, okay,
right
so
now.
it was Ventura. So it might have been one of the Archetype line, one of the cigars in the Archetype line, or maybe Case Study, or something on the newer side.
Yeah, something on the newer side that he did, and he just put the tobacco together and said, there you go. And he loved the cigar, and people are liking that cigar,
Mhm.
so it's pretty amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah,
So,
another super knowledgeable cigar guy
he's a character.
and a character. Yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt. You will know when you've met Mike Giannini.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man. He really is. I've never met him. I've just seen him on video, and
Oh, he's so nice, so easy to talk to.
he's got all
You
the
met him.
rings too, right?
Mhm.
He's got a bunch of rings on his fingers,
Rings, accessories, the suits. Can't touch him.
and the hair too.
The hair. Yeah,
he's definitely a character.
yeah. He knows what he likes.
Well, and you can see, when he walks into a room, you know it's him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, just fairly one-dimensional and
Mhm.
just kind of smoking down.
Yeah, you're not expecting it to knock your socks off,
Yeah,
but again, doing what it does well.
for that price.
Easy smoking experience, from the mouthfeel of the box press to the construction.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, we're gonna get down to the nubs here in a little bit, and then we will be back. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're down, we're not to the nubs, but we're in the last third of the cigar. So not much has really changed, I don't think. So it's got that kind of thing going on.
Yeah, still coffee sweetness, still good smoke production,
Yeah.
still smooth. It hasn't really ramped up, which is actually kind of nice. I don't know how much stronger I want this to get. It's not a strong cigar, it's medium, medium minus.
Yeah, it's definitely, it is where it is, and it's good that it is where it is, I think. So, yeah. But, you know, and to your point, like talking about the general cigar stuff and the Altadis stuff, and I guess maybe they're trying to compete with the, because you just mentioned the fact they bought Ventura Cigar and Foundry Cigars, they're working with.
No, Michael Giannini was with Foundry Cigars, which, at least when I went to see them, I don't know if Altadis owned them or what, but he was in the Altadis booth. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you'll have a separate boutique manufacturer.
Yeah.
They don't have their own booth. They kind of become part of another booth.
I think they did buy Foundry.
It's very possible. But
Yeah.
that was before Michael moved over to Ventura and started managing the whole company.
Yeah, so they're trying to kind of get in that whole sort of boutique-y thing, but it's still kind of like maybe, I don't know, having designer clothes at Walmart.
Yeah.
Sort of like that kind of a thing. Maybe?
Yeah, like, you know, when they'll, Target will get a designer or a celebrity to come in and design a clothing line. The Altadis will have AJ Fernandez come in and blend a new cigar for them. And usually it's the best cigar they do that year.
So yeah, so it's kind of like that. So they did a lot of revamping, a lot of redesign on the band and everything like that, and the Spanish press. So I don't know though. For me, I mean, it's a budget stick. It's a $6 stick and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. You want to smoke another one?
Not right now. But if I were at a lounge and I had smoked a cigar or maybe two cigars, I wouldn't kick this one out of bed as a second or third cigar.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So we talked about maybe the possibility of doing a thumb sideways. I'm tempted to do a thumbs up, but it would be conditional. It wouldn't be like a go-to cigar for me, but I don't think it's a bad cigar in any way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like this.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like maybe around there.
I'm exactly the same spot.
Yeah, because I mean,
we've smoked bad cigars, and we know what it's like, and honestly, we're not getting down to 2 inches on a cigar like that. So that's worth something.
yeah, it's not a bad cigar. It's not a very complex cigar, but it's not bad.
And if you have a good coffee to smoke it with, you're gonna have a good experience, I think.
You got the French press.
Yep. All right. He keeps dangling that French press. Next time. When we do a daytime smoke, we'll do that.
Yes. So anyway, there you go. Kind of like a sideways thumb, a little bit up, and all that kind of stuff. So, till next time, that's it. We're wrapping it up. See you later. All right. What did I do?